Hi friends, it's Missy Shipman with Missy's Glad Heart Studio. I'm delighted to partner with Baldwinsville Public Library again this month to bring you our virtual card making workshop. Special thanks to Julia for her tech support. This month I am pre-recording our video since I'm on my way to Raleigh, North Carolina for Stampin' Up's annual demonstrator convention. I'm excited to bring back lots of new ideas to share with you. Today we'll be making a beautiful card set in this clear acetate box. It includes 2 cards that are a note card size and some pretty designer series paper, our fancy way of saying patterned paper. And we're gonna do some fussy cutting. So the supplies that you'll need are a pair of scissors and some adhesive. Now the Stampin' Dimensionals are included in your kit, so you'll have those, the little foam dots that help puff out our projects. But you'll also need another adhesive like your Tombow multi-purpose glue or a tape runner. Great, let's get started. Today's projects feature a fun technique called stack, cut, and shuffle. I'm going to teach you how to prep your materials in case you'd like to make more of these on your own. But of course, in the kit that you picked up at the library, your pieces are ready for you to assemble. First, let me show you though the measurements. So if you'd like to create these again on your own, you won't have any trouble with the math. We're going to take a stack of 4 pieces of designer series paper, and these will coordinate. I usually pick papers from the same package, so they're guaranteed to go together with color and design, but you can mix and match to your heart's content. This is a really fun quilt look kind of card, a really calico card. We're going to use our paper trimmer to make just 3 cuts, but the trick is that we have all of the pieces stacked to cut together. The first cut is at 2 inches. It's a vertical cut, and that's going to cut top to bottom on the dimensions. This paper measures 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. And when you're cutting through a big stack like this, you just kind of go back and forth a few times so that you have all of your layers cut. Now we have 2 more cuts to make, and they're both at 2 inches. So it's easy to remember. You're going to turn that wider piece to measure 2. That will give you a 2-inch square here in the upper corner. There we are. Set those right here. And then our last cut, I'm going to flip, the piece was like this. I'm flipping it so that at the bottom of the design, I'm going to measure 2 inches. Now, some of the kits may have the measurements a little bit different. It's a jigsaw puzzle kind of card, so you can really customize your cuts as you wish. But I've designed this set here today so that I have 4 sets, and I'll just show you how I quickly shuffle them out to make 4 cards. So I'm going to just take each of the 4 squares. That's going to be in the upper left of my card. And then this will be the bottom left. I've got another piece here. This is a paper that's new from Stampin' Up, and it is a lot of fun. It features a to-go theme or a travel theme. Next, I'm going to take a piece, and this is the tall, narrow piece. And you'll notice each time I'm making sure that I don't have that piece in the set yet. So here, this pink one will be here, and then we'll finish up. We know we need those little signposts over in the corner here in this card. The pink stripies there, green more solid down at the bottom, and there's the key pieces. So in your kit, you have enough to make 2 cards, and I've already shuffled them. Stack, cut, and shuffle. But this way you'll be able to recreate the design if you'd like in the future. To make these cards, I'm just going to tuck them into 4 piles and set them aside for when I do some other creating. It's a fun way to show coordinating colorful papers. And like I said, it's kind of a quilt look and lots of fun. We're using the note card size and envelopes today, and the paper measures 7 by 5. It's scored at 3 1/2, so it makes a completed card at 3 1/2 by 5. And here again is a picture of the stack, cut, and shuffle. The pieces begin at 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. Let me just make that a little more clear there. and then they're simple cuts. But again, you could, as long as you stack the pieces and cut them at the same time, you could make diagonal cuts. You could make as many, it works well when you have 4 pieces. So 3 cuts equals 4 different pieces, and then you can split them into the 4 piles. Okay, so for our kit today, we have our acetate box, and it's got this fun cardstock holder in there so that it fits the cardstock just the right size. If you'd like to use your acetate box for standard cards, this is that traditional size, and so you could put cards that you make other times at the library or on your own card making will fit in the box without the divider. We're going to be doing some fussy cutting today with these lovely houses. This is a paper inspired by France or Paris, and happy, colorful city, village architecture. Okay, here's your little dimensionals, so you'll have those ready to put together. Your acetate box is easy to assemble. We can do that first. All the pieces are scored, and all the acetate is scored and ready for you to simply fold on those score lines. And it's a little squeaky. You're going to fold in the small tabs. I find it helpful to fold the tab before I try to assemble it. If I've already given it some room and some practice of bending, then it will slide in more easily. Sometimes a little tricky. So today we're making this holder for our cards, but you could put, I love tea. Tea bags would fit nicely inside. You could also put other kinds of gifts, some jewelry or other stationery, another snack. Some hot cocoa would fit inside. Of course, money or a gift card is always a welcome gift as well. So it's a little squeaky, but you're going to get that acetate box assembled so that it will be ready later for us to fill. Okay, your card may be a different color. There's some beautiful greens and corals and yellows and pinks that were featured. And then you have materials to make our 2 different cards. So let's begin by taking out the one with the gray circles. And I love how these envelopes are pre-printed for us with colorful designs. And what I want to do first is add my puzzle pieces. So remember, I've got the 2-inch square, 2 by 2. Then I have that other wide piece that goes at the bottom. I have a tall, narrow piece, and then a short, narrower piece. So there we have it. Now, if you would choose to have more of the gray pattern show, this circle show, this could be the back of your card or even the inside of your card, so that you can put your paper here and open up and have some fun interest inside. I might do it this way so that when you open the card, there's some patterning to the left. You could add other embellishments to this or a greeting, but that just adds some interest as we open our card. So I'll take my adhesive. I'm using the Tombow multi-purpose adhesive. This is a great glue that you just need a little. My paper, a little more than I needed came out there, but that's okay. We like to say ... not a lot. You don't want to make thick worms of this glue. A little goes a long way. I'll just spread out that piece there. And I'm going to line them up. There's going to be just a little hint of white showing around the edges and in between. Just a little hint. And that kind of frames the pieces, I think, in a nice way. There we are. So these are sort of French-inspired patterns and the architecture. What we'll do next is take our paper snips and do some cutting. So I have a trick for cutting. I like to leave just a little bit of white around my object, and you'll notice it's my left hand that's moving the paper, and my scissors in my right hand are staying pretty stationary. So I'll show you as I go around the chimney. I'm going to use my left hand to move the paper and guide the paper, but the scissors are staying stationary. There we are. Take your time. You don't have to rush. Just like watercoloring, I find that fussy cutting can be relaxing. It's a productive little opportunity to kind of slow down. I've got the house there, the little flower shop or a bookshop, or maybe it's a little place where you can buy perfumes or lotions. And then I'm going to, again, keeping my scissors stationary and moving the paper with my left hand, I'm going to guide it around. Not too worried about precision. It's okay. I like that there's a little bit of white space around it. And then I will bump this up with the dimensionals. You know how much fun it is to have a card have some of those shadows. And here you can see by adding the dimensionals, it's popping right forward to us. So these are the mini dimensionals, and they're great, strong adhesive. And I just like to get some around the edges here, and then that one in the middle. You don't need a lot of them, although if it gives you pleasure to put them on there, then just have fun adding your adhesive hexagons here. I'll pull those away. And then we can put it onto our card like this. Now, one other little element to add is a sweet flower pot. And I'm going to put my dimensional right next to the house here because I want it to look like it's sort of sitting at the corner but still be popped out in front as well. And I like how on this one I kept the gray for the inside. That's a little bit different from the original where you can see just a tiny bit of the gray stripy pattern behind there. I think it gives a little more mileage and design if we use it on the inside. Here's our beautiful coordinating envelope, and that one's ready to add to our box once we have our insert made. Let's go ahead and do our second card. We're going to do the same process. And what's fun is as you watch this video, you can rewind, replay, you can pause, you can take your time. The assembly is very simple today. I just wanted to share with you that fun way of creating background paper designs by using the stack, cut, and shuffle method. So we'll do that again now with our second set. We've got the 2-inch square that's going to go up in the upper left. I'm going to do it this time with the yellow. Let's see. I like how it came out with the yellow on the inside here. So I'm going to surprise the recipient with some sunshine on the inside of the card. But it's up to you. You can put the designer series paper right onto the yellow front, and that gives a really nice border that picks up the yellow in the art shop display. So let's take the glue again, just a thread of glue, a little goes a long way. We'll put that square up at the top. And then we'll take our larger rectangle that we cut in the stack. We'll add that below. And if you do it right, remember I said you'll have just a little bit of white border at the bottom and in between. This one I've cut a little close. It's all right if it overlaps though. Remember, we're not worried about precision. We're making lovely cards to share with friends. So be thinking of who you want to send these cards to today, either to give them as a gift with the box that we're creating, or if you'll pick 2 separate recipients and then keep the box yourself just to add for storage or for gift giving. We're time for some more cutting. We'll take our paper snips and using our left hand, the non-scissor hand, to guide the paper and turn it. The houses are quite easy to do. There's not a lot of intricate pieces with this. Sometimes we cut birds or other floral images, sometimes have a lot of detail to cut. The houses go together pretty quickly. I'm using my left hand to move the paper. There we are. So I want to remind you that on the BPL YouTube channel, the Baldwinsville Public Library YouTube channel, there's a BPL card making class playlist with over 50 videos from the last many years that I've been partnering with Julia, and we've been sharing these Zoom classes since the beginning of COVID. And so we invite you to go back and take a look at those videos and enjoy the different techniques that you can use with your own supplies. We do have a stash of past kits. So if there's one you're particularly interested in, you can reach out to Julia. We'll see if we have that in hand that you could pick up from the library. We do ask for the $5 suggested donation, and that's much appreciated in order to provide materials to you so that you can stamp along with us. There we are with our art supply store. And I'm going to add the tree in the same way that I added the flower pot earlier, except I'm going to put it over here on the right. So what I'll do is take my dimensional, and so that I know where it's going to be, I'm going to put it right next to it. This allows me to have the tree overlap the art store and still be stuck to the bottom, but it will be popped out. When I got to move it a little bit over. I don't want the sticker to show, right? But it's easier for me to place it here than to put it on the tree and wonder where it will be positioned. Terrific. So I have a collection of 4 now, but we together have made 2 cards with 2 coordinating envelopes. This one has a pretty yellow print inside. And all we need to do next is create the little insert. Now I've already added some tear and tape adhesive for you. So we're simply going to fold on all of these score lines, and we're going to make little tunnels. So you can use a bone folder or your thumb, or if you have a back of a spoon handy, to make sure we make clean, crisp folds on those score lines. And again, it's making a tunnel. So we're just folding them in like so. And then once we get it where we want it to be, you'll see what it's going to look like here. Let's see if I'm doing this correctly. There we are. So we're standing it up so that it makes a tube or a tunnel. And this edge here is going to wrap tight to that first score line and against the back of the insert. So let me pull away the tear and tape. You can use take a pick tool. I don't have mine handy, but at the library, Friday Let's Get Together classes, we've been enjoying using the take your pick tool to adhere adhesives or embellishments. And you'll see I'm going to wrap this right tight to that score line to make that tunnel. All right. And you'll see it's comfortable and going to be a strong, sturdy placeholder in our box. Let's take away this other one. And another way to show you this is to fold on the second score line here and then fold over once we remove the tape. So this is another way to create that tunnel. You can fold on the center. There are 4 score lines. So if you count in from either side, count in 2, 1, 2, or count in 1, 2, 3. So it's that center. And we're going to peel away that adhesive strip, the liner, and expose the adhesive strip, and then we can fold and make the tunnel. All right, I'm going to show you one more time on another one, just so I can be clear with you on how to make the tunnel shape. We're going to score. We've already scored, but we're going to fold on the lines, the score lines. And you can count in 2. You're going to fold the edge into that first score line, lift off the adhesive strip, and fold it over like this. Okay, and that's going to make that nice tunnel for you. Terrific. Next, we're going to slide into our acetate box. We're going to slide in the holder. Now, I personally like, I've got static happening here in my studio today. I'm going to fold in the insert so that when I close it, the flap is going to go around to the back. So I'm creating the opening here, to slide in my cards. And I've got 2 envelopes and 2 cards. We're going to slide them in to the custom fitted insert. And then we can close it up. And you'll remember it's a little squeaky, and as it gets used more, it gets a little bit easier to manipulate, but you're going to slide that in and you'll have it ready. This makes a wonderful gift for a friend who loves to send note cards, or to use the cards yourself and then repurpose the card carrier for your own gift-giving needs. And it's been my pleasure to be with you today. I remind you again to take a look at our YouTube playlist on the Baldwinsville Public Library YouTube channel. And please invite any questions and comments that you have, and I look forward to seeing you next month. Bye-bye.